With the week of FNAF's 10th anniversary gone, let's go ahead and do a recap. Let's go ahead and start with the release of My Popco's FNAF minigame. We start off the game with going to find some of our father's tools in the attic, but instead come upon something completely different. We stumble across a chest with two very interesting items in them, one being a Bonnie mask, and then the other being a Chica plushie. We then travel back 15 years to when we are presumably our father reading a happy birthday note with him apologizing that he couldn't make it, but that he'll be back soon. We then unbox the gift to find a miniature Freddy Fazbear's pizza. The game mechanics require keeping Freddy fed, keeping Freddy hydrated, and keeping Freddy happy with music. If any of one of those run out, the game ends, along with you trying to survive until 6 a.m. Once you complete all nights, you return back to the present, with your dad calling up the stairs if you have found his tools yet. Then you turn back around at the box to see a body in there. And that's the end of the game. Let's go ahead and jump into the joy of creation. In this demo, we are sat in a house with at least 4 animatronics, being Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. It's the same as any other Five Nights at Freddy's game. Don't get killed by the animatronics and survive until 6 a.m. In the game, you have to go and find little power cells to keep the generator alive, meanwhile also keeping your flashlight charged. If you don't keep your flashlight charged, then no power for your flashlight.
Sure to tell you that when animatronics dismantle yours,
which means no blinding animatronics and making them go away. I haven't played through all of it yet, but I'm sure there's some very interesting secrets in it. I'm sure with the full game's release in 2025, we will get a lot more questions rather than answers. I also for some reason forgot to put in here that the demo for 5 Laps at Freddy's was released and it was amazing. We're gonna go ahead and skip August 3rd because I didn't pay attention to the novel stuff. While I'm sitting here looking like an idiot, I'll go ahead and tell you about 5 Laps at Freddy's. 5 Laps at Freddy's is essentially a Mario Kart themed based game. It's also a game where you ride around notable FNAF locations. The first 3 being the sinkhole under the Roxy Raceway, Juniors from Five Nights at Freddy's 6, as well as Midnight Motorist from FNAF 6, where I am willing to bet there's gonna be tons of secrets hidden through it when it's released. Jumping into August 4th, Daco had his second interview with Scott Cawthon. It was familiar to the one they did back a few years ago, but instead of FNAF 1 leading up to FNAF 6, it goes all the way from Special Delivery, Help Wanted, Security Breach, Help Wanted 2, and Ruin. Daco had some very interesting questions, and Scott gave some pretty good answers. I would have liked to know more about Security Breach and the whole thought process behind it, but for what we got, I am very pleased with the answer. Crawling out of August 6th, we got our first official look at the FNAF collaboration between Dead by Daylight and Five Nights at Freddy's. The demo sadly doesn't come out until next year, but we'll be waiting. I'm sure it'll be some sort of villain. Now popping into August 6th, in which, in my book, that is the most important day of all. First of all, we had my face reveal. It was amazing. It got like 20 views. I'm very happy with it. The reason I did that reveal that day is so I could be ready for the Steel Wool announcement coming later that day. And boy was it an announcement. We got our first look at a brand new game, Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. It looks like it's going to be carnival themed this time, in which Scott and Steve will have been hinting very heavily towards the carnival. I'm sure this will have some very heavy lore as well as diving into the past, and this game may be a prequel. August 7th comes into play. In true Scott fashion, he released the game a day early on account of it being accidentally leaked in Japan. So we thought, why not? And he released it to all the fans. So many different YouTubers have played this on live. I unfortunately wasn't one of them because my computer can only handle so much. During the entirety of the week, Scott had been teasing little photos of the FNAF 2 movie, in which they all seem incredible. I'm sure the movie's going to be great as August 8th comes into play. Scott had one more trick up his sleeve. Towards the end of the day, he started reposting some very old, nostalgic Five Nights at Freddy's moments, and it was very emotional to see all of that. He released a bunch more set photos for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, as well as a screenplay, but we all know how Scott is. He's gonna make us work for it. So he released it among other screenplays being fake. So now it's up to us to find out which one is real. And as the day came to a close, Scott took to Twitter one last time, thanking all of his fans for the support over the past 10 years. And just like that, the day ended. I hope you all enjoyed this. Please comment down below whether you want to see more video styles like this. It would mean a great deal if you would go down and hit the like button. And if you would like, I would really appreciate it if you go down and hit the subscribe button and turn on all notifications. That means you'll be notified every single time I post a video or a short, or just post anything in general. Thank you so much for watching this. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.